Welcome back to Coca's Pizza here in Canfield, another player profile of the Canfield football team. We are now joined by wide receiver Drew Rosteck, who joins the show here at Coca's. Drew, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, what are you, 6'6"?
Yes.
6'6". Where are you getting this height?
It's most likely from my mom. She's like 5'10", 5'11". My dad, he's just 6 foot. So I don't think it's from my dad. I think it's from my mom.
We talked about this with Jack earlier. This is a very good receiving class. It's very competitive. You guys all work together, talking about doing some off-season work with Brock Lowry on a daily basis. What is a week of practice like for this receiving class? Is it competitive?
Oh, it's competitive, yeah, because everyone's fighting for a spot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's good for us because it just keeps us going.
Now, were you one of those guys in the offseason with Jack working out with Brock as well?
Yeah. We were always with him. He always told us to come to the field. Yeah.
When you got a guy like that that's so accurate with the football, it's got to make your life a little bit easier, right? Knowing that you're going to get that ball in a certain spot.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'll be covered and he'll just put it right on you.
What's been your favorite part about playing some Canfield football?
I started just last year, but I wanted to join because all my friends had all these memories and they'd always talk about it. So I wanted to be a part of it. But probably the Walsh camp last summer. But that was probably one of my favorite memories in Canfield football.
What do you guys do there?
So we go there for 3 days and 2 nights. And it'll be like normal practices, but it's just a good team bonding. You're with each other. You're staying in dorms together.
Cool. So who's your roommate during that night?
So we roomed with 3 other people. I roomed with Brock.
Oh boy.
Don Marzano and Gavin Raymond.
All right. Not a bad rooming squad there. Okay, so when you decide you want to come on to the football team, right, your junior season, so you got 2 years left, what were some of the most difficult things to learn as a football player? You know, from the outside, you're like, oh, maybe that isn't the hardest part. And then you get there and you're like, wow, this is actually really difficult. Like, what was the hardest adjustment for you?
Probably just remembering the plays. We have so many plays put in, and it's pretty hard to remember all of them. But I always had, like, the older receivers, like Oliver Kovas, and Brock would always help me with the plays. So, yeah.
What about blocking assignments? I think that's something that a lot of people on the outside kind of forget about. Like a wide receiver, if you don't get the football, you got to block downfield.
Yeah.
Like, how long did that take you to kind of get it in the back of your mind? Like, oh, I don't have the football. I can't watch the play. I got to go block somebody.
Yeah, it took a little while because you don't really, like, watching football, you don't really think of that. But once you're in the game, you got to think about it.
How much you guys work on that in practice? I mean, that's one thing when I watch you guys weekly. It impresses me with the amount of downfield blocking from this receiving core. So is that something you work on in practice, or is that just a game time thing?
Yeah, no, we work on it in practice all the time because we got to establish the run. So once we start running the ball well, then we could open up the pass game.
Talking to Jack about him mossing that dude at Dover. I'm ready for you to moss somebody. 6'6". I'm looking for a fade in the back of the end zone here soon.
Yeah.
East coming up. Then you play Howland and Boardman to finish the season. 5-1 to start. It's got to be fun because you joined at the right time, right? Yeah. This is a good squad. You guys were very talented last year. You've got a lot of returning starters from a year ago. Kind of talk about the 2 years that you have had with this program.
Oh, it's been awesome. It's been the best decision of my life to play football. I mean, it's with all your friends all the time, just making memories.
Pretty good win against Dover. What was that like in the locker room after that win? I know, Brock's able to get away, spin away from that defender, get into the end zone, and you pull away with a 20-14 victory against Dover, one that was very hard fought. So when you get into the locker room, what was that feeling like? I know you guys were probably gassed, but there had to be a little bit of energy left to celebrate that win.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. We were all jumping around, celebrating. Coach Pav was in there dancing. Yeah, it was a good time.
I've seen Pav dance, and I'll say it's pretty entertaining because it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it before. It was good.
So that's nice. I mean, when you take a bus ride down to Dover like that, it's pretty lengthy, and you want to come out on top, and you've done that twice, one against Bellevue and one against Dover. So what's the bus ride home like after a victory like that?
So usually like the first 30 minutes, we're all amped up. Good, ready to go, but then it just hits us and we fall asleep.
You're done.
Yeah,
Football player, hockey player as well in the past. So you played a couple years of hockey. You talked about your friends getting you into football and them talking about it and wanting to create some memories of your own. What got you into hockey? Because that's not a sport around this area that's very popular.
Yeah, no, it's not. My dad grew up in Michigan.
Okay.
his whole side of the family was big hockey players. So I got into it really young. I always played when I was younger, and then I picked it back up in high school.
So who are some of the teams that you played for when you were younger?
When I was younger, I played up in Kent, so we'd play a lot of teams from Cleveland. So, I don't know. I can't even think of any teams that we did play, but that playing for Canfield, we still played a lot of teams up in Cleveland just because there's really no schools around here that have hockey teams.
No, there's not. And that's got to be a strengthening schedule when you look at it, because you're playing a lot of good teams up in the Cleveland area. We were talking about it earlier. I think it's who is it? Gilmore Academy.
Oh, yeah.
That's got 2 hockey rinks there. When you go up there, that's got to be a cool environment to play in.
No, yeah, it's nice up there.
And like when you would travel, right? Because those are hour and a half trips every single time. How tiring were you, getting home late and then, also having to get to the books and study?
It was exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd be dead on the bus, not much space, uncomfortable seats. It was a long ride.
What's your favorite part about playing hockey?
Oh,
hitting somebody?
Yeah, that or scoring a goal. It's just you get a big rush of energy. It's nice.
What position did you play in hockey?
I was a center.
Center. Okay. Yeah. So, for those that are unfamiliar, kind of describe your position and what you were supposed to do on a daily basis.
So I basically just followed the puck wherever it went. My goal is just always be on top of the puck.
What was the off season like preparing for hockey? I mean, what's different from football preparation in the summer to hockey preparation?
Usually I didn't have to go through this last year because football season took me all the way up to the start of the season last year. But it's just a ton of conditioning, a lot of skating. You don't get to use any pucks. It's just a whole practice of skating.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah,
that's brutal. That's like the Mighty Ducks right there.
Yeah.
No sticks, just conditioning. Okay, all right. So you're done with hockey, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna give it up and you're gonna go to basketball. So you make a big jump there. Obviously, you got the size to play some basketball at 6'6". What led you to this kind of transition?
I don't know. I just want to try something different. I don't know. I just wanted to bring it back. I don't know what made the decision for me.
And you've played basketball in the past, right?
Yeah, I played for 3 years, from 7th grade to my 9th grade.
Okay, so when you were done with your freshman season, you had the decision to make to either play hockey or basketball, right?
Yeah.
And you chose hockey, but now you're going back to playing basketball. So, that's going to be a lot of fun because new head coach, Coach Collin, coming back. Obviously, the legend his name's on the court. What's the excitement level for you to get back into playing some basketball?
It's exciting. I'm going to learn new things. I have played basketball, but it's been a while. I'm going to need some refreshers.
Yeah, that's right. The good thing is you're going to be conditioned, right? Before you go play basketball. A lot of the guys that don't play football. So, it's going to be fun when you step back out there. You're going to be conditioned. You're going to be able to run with all those guys in the off season. Who are some of the guys maybe you've talked to? It could be Schneider and DeLucia, who are also on the football team, talking about getting back into basketball, maybe some things that you need to know before you step on the court.
Jake Schneider. Yeah. We talk about basketball all the time Yeah.
You guys are going to be tall. You got DeLucia, Schneider, and yourself. That's 3 6'6" guys. You don't see that very often in a Canfield basketball team.
Yeah. Any high school basketball team. That's not very common.
No, that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get into the personal side a little bit. Your favorite. Now we can talk a little bit of hockey. Your favorite hockey team, your favorite basketball team, and your favorite football team.
For hockey, probably the Detroit Red Wings. My dad's up there. We'd always go to the Red Wings games. Basketball, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Nice.
And then the Cleveland Browns.
All right. So same with Jack, Browns fan and a Cleveland fan overall. So when you watch hockey, how do you watch the Red Wings? Because they're not televised here, are they?
They usually are, but honestly, I haven't been watching a lot of them recently. I've been busy.
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping up with them recently.
Outside of football, some of your favorite things to do?
Just hang out with my friends. If there's nothing to do, we're always just together, hanging out, just trying to have a good time.
What are some future goals for yourself? Are you trying to do anything in college athletically, or are you just focusing on the academic side of things?
Probably just on the academic side. I hope to go to Cincinnati.
Cool.
Both my sisters go there, so hopefully I'll be able to get in there. And I don't really know what I want to go into, probably somewhere in the medical field. But
yeah. All right, I know you're super busy, and you're transitioning from football, and then you got to go right into basketball season, and then you'll have a little bit of time off. But when you step back and you look at the studying part of high school and the books, what are some of your favorite things to study, and maybe some favorite classes you've taken at Canfield?
Probably math is my favorite subject. I just like all the different ways you can get the problem right.
Mm-hmm.
Or my favorite class, probably healthy living with Mrs. Gennaro. We'd put on the
The McDonald's documentary.
That and then putting on the health fair was just a really fun class.
Okay. Favorite thing to eat before a game?
Probably Subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a Gatorade or a water guy? So you're in the huddle, water boy comes out. You going with some sugar and Gatorade, or are you going straight for the water?
I go water every time.
Okay. Some of your favorite friends that you have off the field?
Off the field, probably Zach Harris and Chris Lorelli. They're always at the game supporting us. They're some of my only friends that don't play football. Pretty much everyone else is on the team.
Outside of football as well, so you got football player, hockey player, and basketball player. Who are some of the people that you look up to when you're watching sports?
I don't know. Justin Jefferson as a receiver.
Okay.
I mean, I'm nothing like him.
I was going to say it's a little bit different.
But yeah, no, it's different. But he's just fun to watch. I think he's one of the better receivers, and I just like watching Justin Jefferson.
I thought you were going to say like Travis Kelce or somebody that frame, but
yeah. I mean, I don't really. Yeah.
I will move on. Great start to the season, 5-1. You're getting ready for a postseason push, but you got the week off. Homecoming's coming up for you guys. Mm-hmm. Kind of a chance to step away from your busy activities of football. So, how much are you looking forward to that? Hanging out with the guys and getting to have your senior homecoming.
Should be nice. Yeah, looking forward to the last homecoming. Just having a nice, relaxing week. We don't want to take an off week. We still got to work on things, but just fundamentals. But it's nice.
So, team goals. I know you've already beaten Poland. That's a goal that everybody has talked about so far. You want to get back, and you want to beat Chardon at some point, whether that's the regional semi or regional final. What are some other team goals?
Get to the state finals. We want to get our class is close to being the most winning class. Mm-hmm. So we need 12 wins this year to be able to beat that record. So we hope to get that too.
And my final question for you, some personal goals that you have.
Personal. I really don't have any personal goals.
Okay.
For football, I don't really have any.
Just do whatever you can to get the team?
Just do whatever I can to help the team out, support my teammates.
Talked about your two sisters at Cincinnati. Maybe give a shout out to them and everybody that supported you before we let you go.
Oh yeah, my parents. I wouldn't be anywhere where I am today without them. My sisters are always tuning on YSN and watching our football games. Always text me after the game. So yeah.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you coming out here.
Yep.
Drew Rosteck, wide receiver, Canfield football player. We're going to have one more coming up. We will have Vince Malkovich, who will join us in just a second, back from Coca's Pizza in just a bit.